8:04. 8:04.79.
Take your marks.
So underway in the 800 freestyle for women. Despite the many great 800 freestylers we've had, we've only won this the once, and it was the boycott interrupted Olympics in 1980. Michelle Ford, world record holder, went away and won. Tracy Wickham doesn't have one. There's so many great swimmers that don't, because the Americans dominated it. Evans, a couple. Titmus has already got a couple. And she's going to lead us through this first lap now.
35 strokes on the first lap, and I just wanted to say, John, that Michelle Ford winning a gold medal in 1980 was the reason I became a swimmer, seeing that as a young girl, a 9-year-old, and saying I wanted to go to the Olympic Games. So these swimmers now in the water are inspiring the next generation.
Yeah, she picked up a bronze in the butterfly as well over there, didn't she? The 200 fly. Yep.
So Grant getting into a nice, easy rhythm. The first 100 metres of any of these distance events are kind of like the bonus 100. You've got the dive start that gives you a faster first split.
That's spot on, and just coming through in the first 100 with Ariarne 59.92, just a sub-minute there. Not going out overly quick. She looks actually quite controlled right now. Her legs dropped off very, very quickly, so she's got a great balanced stroke. You can see here just that rotation in the hips and the way she just presses through the stroke. Nice length, gets over the top very easy, and she looks very controlled and very relaxed at this stage. And Melbourne is sitting there quite nicely at the moment, really pacing.
Yeah, Melbourne from TSS Aquatic may even just draw level here and up there in lane 2, not far away either. Moesha Johnson, who we also saw swim strongly in that 1500. We did sit down and talk to Ariarne about the way she approaches this 800.
Are race tactics still the same?
Race tactics are similar. I was very happy with my 800 at Worlds in 2019. I pride myself on being able to go out hard. You know, sometimes in the 800 I had fallen off in the past, but I even split in Gwangju, so that was something that I was quite proud of. And I think now going into the 800 this year, it's been able to keep that back end but still be able to go out even faster. I know I've got a few more girls there with me now that are trying to, you know, grab onto my feet and hold on, but still know that I've got it in me.
Talk me through the first 400.
The first 400 of 800 is getting into that rhythm. The first 200 is definitely trying to grab onto that easy speed, and then the next 200 is about really locking down that rhythm.
Second 400.
Second 400's the toughest part of the race. It's being able to hold on. I'm known to drift a little bit during the 600, and that's something that I've been trying to work on, being able to keep that rhythm there and know the feeling of that pace, and that's something that I've worked on. So hopefully I can execute that.
Out by Kia Milverton is looking at her, and Milverton says Wickham is her all-time favourite swimmer. Wickham was someone that used to negative split this race. Is that what she's looking to do here, the Terminator?
It's really funny. Nick and I were just talking while that interview was taking place, and we were saying, I think tonight she's wanting to work the back end 400 and really negative split this race, and that's exactly what we're seeing play out so far, and it's exactly what she alluded to or said very directly in the interview. I need to work on that back end, and you can fall asleep. That third 200, if you break it down in 4 200s, that third 200, you can lose your rhythm, lose your stroke rate a little bit, and just drop back slightly, and that can be the difference between 0.4 or 0.5 a lap, and that starts to accumulate quickly.
What I do know, John, is that Dean Boxer would have given her something specific to work on in this 800 metres freestyle. I caught a glimpse of him. He did look a little concerned. Right beside there was Chris Mooney waiting on swimmers in this, and it's Phoebe Hines. He's taking the data right now. I've sat next to your coaches, Grant, long enough to in distance races. So he's taking stroke rate, stroke length, and he's also taking splits. 4:08.46 at the 400 metre mark.
So, right next to us still, Melverton. When you look at the battle for third and fourth, they're across the pool. Karina Lee, the Johnny Rogers trained athlete in lane 6, is probably sitting in fourth at the moment. Moesha Johnson hanging on to third. And Maddie Goff is right there. In fact, Maddie Goff may be sneaking away through to third at the moment. So is she going to take off?
Yeah, she just picked it up, Grant. You just started to see a bit more velocity, a bit more wash around her stroke, so she has picked it up.
Yeah, you can see the leg contributions just coming on a little bit more now. The stroke rate's lifted a little bit. Melverton is just trying to hang in there, moving across the lane rope, just trying to draw her back. But this is going to move out to about 3/4 of a body length by the end of this lap. It'll be interesting to see through this next 100, the 6/100, where she spoke about where you can fall asleep a little bit, whether she's really, really focused on working that.
And the great thing to see is that she's got a change of gears. She's obviously very quick over 200, 400 and 800. So she's just changed the gear. 5:10.87. So that was a 102. 101 high, actually. Yeah, 102.
And gee, Melverton's doing a terrific job to stay with her, though, isn't she?
Absolutely. That was her fastest split outside of the first 100, that 62.4. So exactly what we were talking about negative splitting it. I think she might have underpaced that first part and actually got into a bit of too much of a slow rhythm, because as much as you want to negative split these events, you don't want to go out too slow, because even though she's got a great change of gears, and we've seen that through the course of the other races this week, it still does make it hard to lift up. Momentum is very important in these distance races.
Just settling into that faster rating stroke now. Nice 6-beat kick. You can see the feet coming all the way up. Dean's now giving the instructions to get going. Yep.
And you can actually see that as she went past those the false start ropes, she looked up straight where she knows where he was. She had a little higher look towards the two coaches.
And you can hear the whistle as well as a swimmer. So when your coach whistles, he or she has a unique sound, and you know that sound. So she really has put the hammer down just a little bit more now. But I have to say that Kia Melverton is swimming exceptionally well. TSS Aquatic, Chris Nesbitt is her coach. And in fact, there are 3 female swimmers in this race from TSS Aquatic.
Just see coming through here on this turn, starting to really open up a lot more. A lot of the leg contribution coming out of the turns is really, really important, just to use that wall to set yourself up and get that momentum. And now what Ariarne wants to do is start coming off every wall and looking how much she is pushing her competitors back. That's the thing that gives you a little bit of a shot in the arm and a little bit of a boost to say, okay, I'm starting to swim fast. I'm starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Be interesting to see coming into this final or second last turn, into this final 100. That is the sound of heaven, that bell. Melverton, only 2.2 seconds behind. I didn't think we'd have a margin this tight.
Grant, Melverton's going to swim a very big PB here. Her PB is 8:22.53. This is going to be an impressive swim.
Yeah, and I think she will also go under that qualifying time. It's 8:29, so well and truly under that qualifying time for both of these swimmers. Really shortened up now on the stroke rate, so she's starting to swim a little bit more like the 200 freestyle technique. Holds it underneath, 2 butterfly kicks and up.
That was a very, very fast second last 50 there, and she really started to pick up the rate. You can see the 6-beat kick coming in, really starting to catch the water and pull away. Some of that 200 speed there.
So smooth on the arm strokes as well.
So Titmus has been an interesting hit. It'll be very interesting to see what she was trying to achieve here when she joins Gianne after this performance. Still going to be a very good time. A big PB for the girl behind her, but 8:15.57 is still an Australian record. Well done. 8:19.05, a 3-second PB.
Australian record from Titmus. Melverton, sub 8:20. What an outstanding swim.
And she negative splitted. She's negative split the swim. So faster in the second, 400 metres in the first.
Is it 4:08, 4:07?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terrific effort. So exactly what she spoke about in the interview with Gianne. You speculated on it beforehand.
You can see here we are riding underwater with Ariarne Titmus. A very nice balance technique, nice high elbows, gets a very strong catch. This is definitely towards the back end of the race, because you could see she had the full 6-beat kick going there. Very good leg contribution that sits her hips nice and high up the water. You almost want to be swimming downhill as a distance swimmer. So your legs contribute enough to get your hips nice and high, and then you get the high elbow, you get a really strong top end catch, and you see the elbow break. It's very high to the surface of the water, and you're able to propel yourself through, but not overdo the heart rate. The legs are the thing that brings the heart rate up. Coming in on the finish there, very quick time, Australian record, negative split. It's exactly what she said she wanted to do, and it's a call we made early on.
Yeah, very disciplined swim, and I reckon she would have followed the race instructions to the letter.
And a PB for Kia Melverton in second place. Picks up another individual swim at the Olympic Games. 8:19.05, a 3-second PB and a new Australian record out front. 8:15.57 for the Terminator. And the JR trained Karina Lee took out third place with 8:23.54, also a PB as we get down to Gian.
Well, Ariarne, you had to wait till the last day of the program to swing the longest event on your program. It hurt, and you still came up with an Australian record in PB. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was a long wait. I was pretty bored in the 2 middle days. I've been stuck on like this level on Candy Crush for 2 days, which I've been trying to get. But no, it's good to come out on the last night and do an 800. It's definitely tough after a 200, being a bit of a sprinter for a day and then having to come up to the 800 and try and reassess how I'm going to swim the race. So I'm happy to do a PB.
You told me earlier in the year that your goal was to try and negative split. I can tell you that you did. So followed instructions, although Dean wasn't giving you much of a smile over there. Do you think he'll be happy with that?
I mean, after the week we've had, he's probably not going to be happy with that one. But I'm happy that, you know, that's the fastest that I've swum in the event, so I'll look at how the race went and see what I can improve on for Tokyo.
You've had an exceptional week. Congratulations. Off to your first Olympics. We can't wait to see what you do in Tokyo. Well done, Arnie.
Thank you.
And over to you, Kia Melverton. It's been a huge week for you as well, and that was a PB for you in the 800 as well. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a really big week. I've probably put the most work into the 800. So to qualify in the 15 2 nights ago, that kind of just took the pressure off, and then I could get in and do the 800 that I've been training for and not worry about trying to get on the team and just let it go.
That seemed a lot more comfortable tonight than the 15. Would that be right?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more comfortable. I was a lot more focused on the race. In the 15, my headspace was all over the pace, just trying to think about trying to get on the team and who to beat and who to race, whereas I could just get in tonight and swim my 800.
Well, you've certainly done. I can tell you two very happy things. One, you finished racing. Both of you are done. And you're on the plane to Tokyo for another individual event. Congratulations, Ariarne Titmus, Kia Melverton.
Thank you.